Vietnam's economy is booming, yet even in 2011, malnutrition persists. 1 of every 3 Vietnamese children under 5 years old is stunted. To help families do a better job of feeding their young children, the National Institute of Nutrition and Alive and Thrive have created a franchise model for infant and young child feeding counseling services. As far as we know, the franchise model, in which existing health centers are granted the right to set up a branded, recognizable, and standardized service, has never been used for counseling on infant and young child feeding. The national health system was an obvious place to start. More than 90% of pregnant women in Vietnam visit a government health facility for antenatal care. The franchises offer individual counseling and group sessions. Services are standardized, with the first session designed for a mother in her 3rd trimester of pregnancy, and with sessions continuing through the baby's first 2 years of life. How is nutrition counseling different in the franchise model? The franchises respond to consumer demand for quality services. For one thing, health workers are trained in depth on best feeding practices and counseling techniques. Alive and Thrive convened a group of partners in-country to agree on the feeding practices to promote, the wording of the messages, and the content of the print materials. The room itself is branded, a bright spot within a typical government health center. Throughout 2010, Alive and Thrive worked to develop a brand that would appeal to mothers. We found that comfort and trust are high on mothers' list of qualities they look for. We worked with designers to develop a logo, colors, and a physical space to generate trust. Mothers can relax as their children play with toys in a child-safe room. The brand ties together counseling cards, brochures, and even small gifts like a baby book for mothers to take home. In mid-2011, Alive and Thrive launched its first franchises. By October, over 300 franchises were offering nutrition services in 10 provinces across Vietnam. For the startup, Alive and Thrive trained over 10,000 people, including franchise managers, nutrition counselors, and training staff, who in turn train community-level workers to create demand for franchise services. Each launch has focused on increasing public awareness with ribbon-cutting ceremonies, speeches, musical performances, free sample counseling sessions, and cooking demonstrations. The plan is to launch a total of 500 franchises in 2011 and 282 in 2012. A mass media campaign will create consumer demand and extend the brand. Nutrition today, health tomorrow. That's the tagline in Vietnam, and that's our goal.